Snow Cone explains how expensive it is being a content creator. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Let's hear this. Wait, hold on. $10,000 Twitch paycheck. She gets $10,000 from Twitch. She gets 10 racks. $10,000 like in the American money. This is like pesos or something, right? She's kidding, right? That's a dollar sign right there. She gets 10,000 American money of Twitch paycheck. So she spends $5,000 on travel, $2,000 on rent, $500 on a stream setup, $400 on Wi-Fi and an IRL toolkit, right? And then pay editors, and no amount was listed for editors, right? Right? Yo, I don't know, man. I think that's a wild thing to be. My life is, I feel like this is one of those moments like, wow, my lobster is cooked perfectly and my steak is amazing. Please take it away. I feel like that's kind of what's happening right now, but let's watch the video. Let's give her a chance.
I don't know how expensive it is to keep up with content creation. You could get a 10K check from Twitch. What the fuck is a 10K check when you gotta spend 5K on trips to travel, $500 on setup, $2,000 on your rent, $200 on Wi-Fi, $200 on IRL toolkit. You gotta pay the clippers, pay a YouTube editor. Chat, I don't think y'all realizing I be going into negative.
Yo, I gotta be honest. If you gotta pay all those people to do just this little, hey man, maybe that's maybe it's not for you then. You know what I mean? Like, how come you can't make your own clips at least a little bit? You know what I mean? You won't teach yourself how to do it at least a little bit. You won't put some time to do it at least sometimes. How come you have to full-time pay a YouTube editor? And I also want to point out the part where when where a restaurant owner owns a restaurant, he doesn't get to walk out onto the restaurant floor and start talking about how much the pasta cost him and how much the noodles cost him, how much some tables cost and how much that chair cost. This is how much it cost me to run the music all the time. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no lie. She really seems to have like some kind of streamer rage thing going on. You know what I mean? Like where she just kind of ranting and maybe even like gaslighting just a little bit because like, you as a streamer are expected to pay for your own stuff, right? If you got to get a part-time job, if you got to, get a side hustle, if you got to start another business, no matter what it is, you are expected to pay for your own stuff, right? And you can't come to your chat begging for support, right? Especially when you got a young lady like this talking about what support translates to. It's translating to her for rent, buying things for her setup, like those toys in the background. You know what I mean? Like, right? That's on you to take care of. It's your responsibility to pay for your set. It's your responsibility to pay for your stream. It's your responsibility to take care of all those things. And if you, as a streamer, get on your stream expecting people to hit you up with money and subs and donos and bits just because you simply showed up and did the bare minimum that you were expected to do, like have a home, have a bedroom, have a background, have things that are appealing for people to look at and have a vibe that people want to be a part of and stuff like that. That's on you, man. It's on you to provide that. It's not on your viewers to provide that. It's, it's not up to them to give you their money to do that. You know what I mean? People are out here going to work every day to get their money and they don't owe you anything. And I think every streamer, especially those streamers who's saying that, show me some support, give me some support. Come on, guys, we need some support. Yo, bro, what you need is a job. You know what I mean? Once you start talking like that, what you need is a job. What Marty's saying right here is real, like child support, except it's begging support. Like, no lie, yo. Literally, digital panhandlers is how some of this starts to come off at this point. Like, you're just trying to panhandle with extra steps. You know what I mean? Like, you're saying all this extra stuff. You know what I mean? You're panhandling with extra steps. You got on stream expecting your viewers to pay your rent. That's clown shoes, bro. I really mean it, yo. You get she's like, let's pay attention to how she mapped it out, right? Let's pay attention to how she mapped it out. Snow Cone here says you could get a $10,000 Twitch paycheck. $5,000 is going towards travel. Where the fuck are we traveling to? I don't know. I guess that's a thing for her stream or something. You know what I mean? Like, why are you busting $5,000 on travel if you can't afford it like that? $2,000 for rent. She's only paying $2K to rent her spot. You know what I mean? That's all she got going on. Apparently, she has no other bills or anything like that. And you notice how she slipped that in there, right? How rent is her stream expense, okay? She just slipped that in there all casually. Yeah, I mean, like for real, for real. Like it's if your travel and your stream setup and your Wi-Fi and your IRL toolkit and you're paying your editors and you're paying your clippers and all that, if that's included, I would feel like in your stream setup, and so maybe that should come out of your stream money. You know what I mean? Like putting rent in there, like what you mean rent for your apartment? That's crazy work. That's crazy work, bro. You know what I mean? That's not up to your viewers. That's up to you.